Last time I revealed the start of my master plan, which begins with 3 stages. Stage 1 is making the rules, stage 2 is making the cards, and stage 3 is making the branding, like the logo, the card backs, coming up with a name, which I still need to do. All of that other stuff you don't even think about. But I made a good start on stage 1 and have been writing a comprehensive rulebook this week for the entire game, which, to be honest, is probably the most boring part of making a TCG. It's just got to be done. And to put this rulebook to the test, today I'll be testing the game out on another person. We've also got some tips for making your own rulebook, some new artworks, and some dead bodies in this episode. So enjoy.
I'm Zach. I'm a nerd. I've been making trading card games since I was 8 years old, and I'm now 27 with an art degree, a career in product design, and a semi-successful indie trading card game. But I'm taking everything I've learned and putting my current game aside to create a new TCG. Starting from nothing and ending with, I guess we'll see. Welcome to a TCG from scratch. This is what the game's looking like right now, and this is what the rulebook's looking like right now. It's safe to say I've really been putting this off, and I'll be honest, writing the rules is probably the most boring aspect of making a TCG for me. I'm much better with pictures than I am with words, but now I've finished the first draft, and it's definitely going to go through some changes and I'll make it look nicer. But I was pleased to see that it was less than 20 pages long, because I do want to keep this game as easy for people to learn as possible, especially non-TCG players. I then highlighted in red all the keywords or key terms for the game. Jumped over to the list of key terms that I'd set up to choose my favourite, but I just dropped them into the document, and that was pretty satisfying. A lot of making a TCG is just about organisation, and if you have a spreadsheet of every card you make, every word you come up with, you'll save so much time in the long run. It's really worth doing, and keeping like 100 cards and a whole glossary of rules in your head really sort of clouds your objectives, so I definitely recommend doing this. One amazing tip is to use Adobe InDesign to write the rules if you have access to that software. I want to change the term protector to defender in the game. I can go edit and then find/change, and it brings up this box. I'm just going to type in protector, and it finds every case of me using the word protector, change to defender, and just like that, every instance of that word in the rulebook is replaced, and bam, the whole rulebook's been updated. If you want to check out the full version 1 rulebook, I've posted it on my Instagram. I post a few regular updates on the game between videos, so definitely check it out and give us a little follow. But I'm really glad I've now got the rulebook looking pretty complete. Another thing that's looking pretty complete is my t-shirt collection. This video is sponsored by INTOTHEAM. They're a brand who see clothing as a canvas to express yourself. As a passionate creative, I love their innovative graphic tees, and they've got great deals like 3 graphic tees for $64.95 or 3 basic tees for $52.95. They make great gifts for the holidays, or if you're looking to reignite your wardrobe for the new year. The fabric's really good quality and the fit is super nice too, making me look pretty shredded, and let's face it, as a trading card nerd, I need all the help I can get. And if you use my link in the description, you'll get an additional 10% off your purchase. So a big thanks to INTOTHEAM for sponsoring this video. I've printed out and made a physical rulebook too. This is inspired by another homemade TCG maker, Flinnbin. He's a proper OG of the community, starting his game Card Wars around the same time I started Chaos Galaxy. He's recently made a return to the scene with a new game, Hat World. Check him out, he's really cool. And this is his bookbinding technique. You print off all the pages as double spreads, but don't print on the back. Fold every page in half like I'm doing here, and then glue the back of your page 2 to the front of your page 3. Then the back of page 4, which is connected to it, to the back of page 5, 6 to 7, 8 to 9, etc. until you end up with this. Then glue on the cover and bam, homemade rulebook.
And yeah, this has worked really well. We have our rulebook. I can use this against real people now. This makes the game feel a lot more official, which is really good. That's what we like to see. Nice. Rulebook version 0.1.
Thanks, Flynn.
Phase 1 of stage 1 of the master plan is complete, and I can get on to phase 2, making more cards. Or I would have been if my best friend Tom hadn't come to stay with me for a week. Before he moved country, me and Tom lived together for 5 years, and it's actually really helped with a lot of ideas for playtesting for the game, even featuring on my channel a few times.
Say hi.
Hi.
He even entered and won one of my designer card contests under a fake name, which I'm still annoyed about. He's also my best mate, and now he was trapped with me for a week, so I forced him into doing some playtesting.
Kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Nice.
And as I was on the hunt for new card inspo, we went on a little museum trip. This is the Hunterian Museum in London.
Super creepy and full of all sorts of medical devices, body parts, and medicines, but good inspiration for effector or resource cards, for which I haven't done any artwork yet. I needed to catch up on this, and there's one card which Tom thinks is the best in the game, this resource. All creatures gain 100 power for the turn. Pretty simple, but it's a perfect game-winning card. You can keep it in your hand until you need that big push to take out your opponent's final evolver, play it on multiple creatures, and win the game. I'm now nerfing it by splitting it into multiple cards, only compatible with one element at a time. And in the original Evolvers TCG I made as a kid, I made a ton of them, each with different boosting or reducing stat abilities. And being inspired by this creepy museum, I'm going to remake the juice cards as these mystical potions, but each for an element in the game. The names are still pending. There's Brick Juice for the rock deck, and Aqua Juice for the water deck. Me and Tom then got into a battle. The beginning of the footage corrupted, unfortunately, but the game started by Tom taking an early lead, killing my stage 1 Evolver in his first turn, then bringing out a really strong board a few more turns in, and taking out my stages 2 and 3.
250. Let's do that first.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Nice. Kill
Yeah.
that.
I then tried to stage a desperate comeback by using a crazy card, where both players roll and the player with the lowest result kills their Evolver, which backfired terribly.
6.
Oh, no, yeah,
Oh.
I killed my own Evolver there.
So I was already at my stage 5 Evolver 5 minutes in, and Tom was only at his stage 2 because he'd sacrificed his stage 1 for a card ability. I then, however, did the old beast in a box trick and won 4 50-50 dice rolls in a row, this quickly becoming one of my favourite moves in the game.
Yes. So he's on 300 now.
And being muffed up to 300 power, it killed Tom's stage 2 and 3 Evolver. My beast then died on the 5th attempt, but he put in a good shift.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And Tom brought out an ultimate Kazonk, which pushed me quite close to the loss, but I came back with an Aguatomic Abomination, one of my favourite cards in the game so far.
Oh no.
I'll take out your Dinosaurus, which, yeah, then lets you...
Kill 2 protectors in play.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I could have just killed myself there.
It then sacrificed itself to kill Tom's Dinosaurus.
Ooh, I think it's strong enough to maybe do this.
Yeah?
Let me check.
He'd planned it all out because he then played a bluff face down, making me think it was a useless card, but it was actually a level 9 with the strongest power in his entire deck.
Interesting move playing it face down.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like no one's gonna think that's like a.
Yeah, I mean, that completely fooled... If that was face up, I probably wouldn't have...
He flipped it up, played his favourite, the Juice card, to push it to 550, and took out my Cranchon to win the game in one swift attack.
Yeah, nice.
And then
Yeah. Wow,
Nice.
yeah.
There
Taking
you go.
out a stage 5 Evolver with one
Yeah.
protector is pretty impressive.
That
Nice.
is a good, I do like that card. It's quite powerful. to be
Yeah,
fair.
they're really good. Good
Yes,
game. Well
yes.
won. Do you have any like feedback for things you change or?
Maybe it's just me. This coin, I can't like wrap my head around. I feel like because I'm stealing the dice roll, but I'm almost like giving you a coin.
Yeah.
I don't know. I almost like want to steal the coin.
Okay,
Like-
yeah.
Like I feel like I almost want to take your dice, but I'm not really sure.
That
what
makes
the
sense.
solution
I haven't
is.
thought about it. I never felt that when I first started using it as a mechanic. Yeah, it does feel like weird giving it to you. But then I feel like it shouldn't. It's literally like you're trading that for something.
Maybe it's the name it needs.
Yeah,
Maybe it's-
steel toe. Yeah. Because I'm going to release the game as 2 decks. I'd have like one side as like a rock thing, the other side as a water thing, and then it's just like a coin that you...
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna like make dice and stuff?
I'd really like to.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are like watery dice and rock
Yeah, yeah.
dice. Yeah, that would be cool. Cool.
Yeah, and then what's happening with the evolvers now? Are you gonna use these artworks, or is this?
I think I will eventually. I do
Yeah.
need to change a couple of them, and then these 3 also. They almost look like
Yeah.
separate.
They're not quite all the same, are they?
No, whereas these guys do.
Yeah, that's super. Like
well.
just.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it before. Like how this is quite onyxy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been pulled up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Tom's just made a good point. These Evolvers, they just don't work. It's a shame, I really like them, but you guys have been saying it too, and I made them straight after episode 1 before I knew how the game would go. Lesson of the day, don't rush into artwork, but they're not rock themed and they don't fit into a nice evolution line like the Crochet Evolvers do. So I'm making some new rock Evolvers. I'm sure this won't be the end of the Dinobomb, so don't get too upset, but we're starting with a very basic level 1 rock guy called Ock. Level 2 is a slightly improved character with arms and legs, but still not a very powerful guy called Ronky. And level 3, Kronk, beefs him up a bit. This might seem a familiar card as it's from the Chaos Galaxy and numerous other TCGs I've made in the past. I then thought, how do I level this guy up without just making him a bigger, beefier version of himself? And my imagination went to those 1950s classic robots with like the crazed facial expressions, because that seemed to be the direction Kronk was going. So here's stage 4, called Karaka. The stage 5 though is my favourite. Again, thinking how do I level up a stage 4, and this got me thinking of one of my favourite childhood films, The Iron Giant. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but in the third act, the giant turns evil and almost evolves into this killing machine with like mega shoulder pads, lightning and huge beams on his head. And that's my basis for the stage 5, Terror Rock Overlord, who's going to be revealed in the next episode, where I'm going to do a bit of an artwork overhaul. So definitely stay tuned for that. Okay, got some new cards to end the episode. I'm not gonna reveal the big rocker boss yet. I know, a Yu-Gi-Oh card. There you go. I really hope my work doesn't catch on to me using their printer all the time, because I'm using it a lot and I'm kind of screwed if they make me stop. Okay, that should be the last of them. Oh, apart from, hold on, forgot the Yu-Gi-Oh card. Again, I'll do a playtest here and potentially Terror Rock Overlord will be revealed if it gets to the stage 5 Evolver on that side. But if not, you're going to have to wait till next video. If you're this far into the series, you're staying till the end. So let's switch some of these out. First thing, I need to replace this Cranchon, which is a stage 5 Evolver and has accidentally said stage 4 for the last few videos. Very confusing. He's in. I had a comment that said Aguatomic Abomination's ability should be non-optional, so you have to roll and potentially kill stuff every turn. I'm going to switch that in. Thank you, whoever suggested that. I think that's a really fun idea. It makes the card a lot more tactical and you've got to think before you play it. And then switching out our generic, all your protectors gain 100 power for the turn, to our copies of Aquajuice, our water-specific gain 100 for the turn cards. Cool to finally have some resources with artwork on. Oh, and these do get really crumpled in my bag. It's okay, next episode I'm working on the card template, so I'll have to print out entirely new decks. Man, my work's gonna wonder where all that printer ink's going. Put them to the side. And then, sorry Bombers, this is really sad, but I'm switching the 5 of them out. Won't forget you. For our new Rocker Evolvers, starting with Ok, Ronky. I think the names are still a work in progress, don't love all these names. In the wrong order there. Kronk. I think Kronk's name would definitely stay the same. Oh, you gotta hide the stage 5 for that big reveal. Karonka and Terror Rock Overlord. Let's also switch out our generic juice for block juice. And then quick little play test. Just grab the dice, steel token, and get into a game. Okay, we're good to go. Let's roll. And that is a 6 to the Rockers, so we're starting with a 6. Let's go 5. A few people have said that playtests take up too much screen time, so I'm going to speed through them from now. If you like this way of showing them or not, then let me know. The Rock deck set up a really strong first turn board, but then the Water deck matched it and got an even better board going and killed up to their opponent's stage 4 Evolver in the first 3 or 4 turns. But having the Evolver stage advantage began to make the difference, and they clawed their way back into the game with a Rockin' Let's go Rockin' 5. Oh yes, we've got the Grangler. Rocky boys are making a comeback. But I found this Water deck is really good at just stalling, just not letting you get to their Evolvers, with lots of weak defenders blocking. Let's go Ulti Zonk. Let's try and take out an Evolver here. First off, Rockin' 3. It's not a 3. Rockin' kill him Overpod. 300, kill that. Oh, he's been jellyfished. 10 power. And Ulti Zonk. Kill that. Pass the turn. Rock. I really thought they were screwed from turn 1, but they're making a comeback. Draw. Okay, we can steal that 6 if we want. But the Rock deck persisted, killing up to the Water deck stage 4 Evolvers, bringing the game to a tie, which then backfired as the Water deck used a card which lets your Evolver attack as if it were a defender, and up to their stage 4, that was enough to get rid of a very problematic Ultimate Kazonk. 360 is the perfect amount to get past an Ultimate Kazonk. We'll then combine these with 360 in total to take out the Karonka. When Karonka dies, I get to kill 2 cards in play. So this card has been nerfed a bit. It used to be Dinosaurus, kill 2 protectors in play, but now it's kill 2 protectors of your opponent's choice in play. So, because I've done that quite tactically well here, I'm going to kill these 2 weaker ones, and I get to +2 to a roll on my next turn. That hasn't been too harmful. That's quite tactical. And I get to reveal the big boy, Karonka, who evolves into Terror Rock Overlord. Here he is, the beast, the Iron Giant, or the Rock Giant, I guess. But it's his turn, all to play for now. Oh, that's really not what we wanted. Guess we'll pass and pray. Draw. If we get a 6, we win. 4, that's not quite enough. Oh, that's really not quite enough. I think even if we got 5, we would have won. Oh, this was then insane. The water player got like 1 dice result away from winning about 3 times. Like if they'd rolled a 5 when they rolled a 4, they would have won. But the rock player endured and took out the Kaznakan Serpent, so both players were now on their final evolvers. And then both players kept drawing stronger and stronger defenders, and the end of the game seemed to go on forever, just rolling higher and higher results. Let's just go with... Oh, ooh, no, we can't win. Oh, 11. Wow. Oh my God. This is insane. This game just keeps getting better. Okay, this is the strongest power card in the game, 450, besides Evolvers. That can take out that. Pass the turn. Can water respond? I feel like they may have run out of steam, and I'm throwing the cards on the floor. Until it did. So here's the finale. I can't believe this game's still going. Water has no cards in hand. And they've got staring down a pretty hefty board with a maxed out Dice Phantom. Draw! Ooh, this could be it. Roll. Free player killed Water Protector with a level less than the result. And that's a 6. As good as we can get. It's going to have to be the Jellyfished. Can't kill anything past the turn. Is it all over? Draw. That's a really good card. A 5. So we can play the Meltalon with 400 power. Dice Phantom takes out that, kills the Jellyfish, he goes down to 10 power, boink. But then, with a 950, kill the Cranchon. Okay, that's dead. The Terror Rocks win. Maybe I'll change their name to the Terror Rocks, actually. Rockers is a bit boring. They need to sound more formidable, seeing as they've just won on their debut. Terror Rocks are champions. Bam. Good game.
So that was episode 8. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the new playtest format, because they are taking up a lot of video time, and shortening them doesn't obviously show you everything that's going on, but gives you an idea of the game and how it's developing. So let me know what you think. Anyway, very happy with my progress this episode. We've got a rule book, which is great. This is what the cards were looking like before this episode. And this is what they're looking like now. Next episode, they're going to change up quite a lot because I'm doing some work on the card template, really getting that looking polished. And now we've done part 1 of the master plan with the rules, we can focus on the actual cards, which is going to be more entertaining video footage, I think. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Check out INTOTHEAM. Again, code in the description below for 10% off their amazing graphic tees. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.